Hello, welcome to my channel. I'll be teaching you on how to draft a basic palazzo pant. So let's dive into my measurement. My waist circumference is 27, my hip circumference is 39, my lap circumference is 22, but we won't be needing it in this pattern drafting. Also the ankle, we won't be needing it. I just added it. So for my crouch depth, my crouch depth is 12.5. If you want me to teach you on how to get your crouch depth, please let me know in the comment section. So for my crouch extension, for the front is my hip divided by 20. My hip is 39 divided by 20, I'll get 1.95. So for the back is my hip divided by 10. So my hip is 39 divided by 10, I'll get 3.9. This is all for now for my measurement. A pattern paper, a marker, our tape rule, our pencil, our scissors, and then our pattern master. These are material needed for this pattern drafting. And then my phone for calculation. And then the measurements. So we're going to make a base, and I will go up by 2 inches to create my waist line. So what I'm doing right now, I'm trying to draw a straight line for my waist measurements. So the next thing we're going to do now is I forgot to indicate my full length measurement, which is 40. So that's what I did just now. So the standard measurement from the waist to the hip is 9 inches. It's a standard measurement. So both big and small size can use it, but not size 8 anyway. So I'm going to draw a straight line. I've already marked my 9 inches. So the next thing we'll do is to get my crotch depth. And if, like I said earlier, if you want me to teach you on how I got my crouch length, you can indicate on the comment section. So my crouch depth is 12.5, which I'm trying to create a straight line right now. So the next thing we're going to do now is start marking our measurement. So I'm trying to indicate the hip length and then the crouch length for identification. So we're going to divide my waist circumference by 4, which is 6.75, and then we'll divide my hip circumference 39 divided by 4, which is 9.75. So I'm going to place my tape rule, marking 9.75 for my hip line, and also on my crouch line, and also on my waist line. As you can see, the 2 inches above will serve as a band. So the next thing to do now is to get our crouch extension, which is the front, my hip divided by 20. I'm going to mark 1.95. We've already gotten our crouch extension, which is 1.95. So now we'll get the flap. Hip divided by 20, which is 1.95, divided by 4, you get 0.5. I actually approximated to get that 0.5. So if you do the calculation, you see what I'm talking about. The next thing I'm going to do, I'll get an angle 45. That's what I'm going to do now. Just watch what I'm doing carefully. So I'm marking my half. You can see what I'm doing. Just marked it. Then I want to get my angle 45. I've gotten it. So I'll just draw a straight line. Then I'll get I'm trying to make it very bold, so my pattern master will help me curve it, because my hand is not that curvy. I'm not good at curving. Just watch what I'm doing here carefully. See, I'm trying to curve it with my hand, but if you look at it very well, it's not curving at all. But I'm trying my best to make it very curvy. So we are done with the front crouch. The next thing we're going to do now, we'll start taking our waist measurement. So my waist circumference is 27 divided by 4 is 6.75. So we'll mark 6.75. Then we'll add 1 inch for that. I've marked my 6.75. Then I'm marking the 1 inch. As you can see, that's it. So the next thing we're going to do is to get our nipple to nipple. My bust point is 7. So 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So that's what I'm doing. I'm marking from the crouch line. That's the crouch line. I'll now go in by 3.5 to get it. Then I'll go down by 5 inches. That's that length, 5 inches. So at each side, from the left and to the right, I'll take half inch. If you don't understand, please just pause and go through the video all over again. That's what I'm doing. I've already gotten half inch at both sides. Then I'll connect them together. The next thing we're going to do right now, we'll go down by the crotch line, we'll go down by half inch. Then at the side of the pants, we'll go up by half inch too. That's it. Then we'll connect. You can make use of the straight rule if you want, but I made use of a curve ruler. I made use of the curve ruler, yes. Like I said, you can make use of the straight one, depends. So let's close our darts. So as you can see, I'm closing my darts with a tape, with a slow tape. So we'll now connect those lines. Remember, we went down by half inch at the crotch line, and then at the side we went up by half an inch. So we'll connect it using the curvy part of the ruler. Make it very broad. That's it. We're done with the waist. So the next thing we're going to do now is the crouch. We're going to get the crouch measurements. That's what we're going to do right now. That's my full length, 40. So that's me placing my tape rule to get my total crouch. So I'll measure it down to my full length. I'm measuring it down to my full length. This is a basic palazzo pant, so it's very, very simple. Very, very simple, no stress. Just draw your straight line down. What you got at that your straight crouch, what you got, that means the hip and then the crouch extension joined together. That's it. Very, very easy. We're done with the front. This is it. Very simple, very easy. If you have any question, you can ask me at the comment section. So the next thing we'll be doing now is we're going to be drafting the back. So let's make use of our hip measurements for the crouch line. That's the crouch line. Do the same thing on the hip line. The hip measurements, don't forget, we are using 9.75. But also using it at the waist too. We're using them. Then draw a straight line. So the next thing we're going to do now is the back is bigger than the front. So the back is like times 2 of the front for the crouch. Do you get? So now our crouch extension for the back is my hip, which is 39 divided by 10 is 3.9. So our crouch length is 3.9. So for us to get the flap for the crouch is hip divided by 10 equals to 3.9. 3.9 divided by 2 is 1.95. So that's what we're going to get for our flap. So we're going to try and get our angle 45. That's what I'm doing right now. You mark it. You draw your straight rule, your straight line. Then you mark your 1.95. That's what I'm doing right now. So that's it. I'm trying to make it bold so you guys can see properly. So now I'm going to connect my crouch to that point. That's what I'm trying to do now, to connect it like so. That's it. Connect it. Then you also connect it to our hip line like so. That's it. So the next thing we'll be doing now, we'll be getting our darts just the way we did the front pattern. Is the same way we're going to do our back pattern to get our darts. It's as simple as that. So the next thing we'll be going in by 3.5. Remember my bust point is 7. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. So that's it. Then you go down by 5 inches. Then you draw your straight rule, your straight line. Then at both sides, you go out by ½ inch, you go to the other side by ½ inch. Then you connect the both of them together. So that is ready. That's our waist, that is ready. Also, let me teach you another way to calculate and to get our flap. You can, my crouch extension is already 3.9, so you can divide it by 4 or by 3. So now let's go back to our darts. Let's close our darts, because in this pattern we won't be needing our darts. So just the way we did the front, that's the same thing we'll do on the back. So let's close our back darts. Like so. We're using a sellotape to do that. That has been well closed. That's it. Perfect. So the next thing we'll be doing, we'll be going up from the couch length by 1.5 inches. You can also use 2 inches, but on this pattern I'm going up by 1.5 inch. At the other side, you go up by half an inch. That's 0.5. You connect the points you marked earlier, connect them together. You do the same at the other side. Then you connect. I'm so sorry, I missed the other side waist calculation. My waist is actually 6.75. So if you watch very well, you see 2 dots. So the last dot, that's where we're supposed to add our half an inch. So that's what I'm doing right now. Add the half an inch, like so. Yeah, that's it. So I'll connect it back to meet where I just mark now. I'll use my curve ruler to connect it back. Just watch what I'm doing. See, I'm connecting the hip line to meet the dot I just created now. I hope you're seeing this. Please, if you have any question, do let me know on the comment section concerning this. As you can see, I'm trying to curve it properly. That's it. You can see where I stopped, right? That's it. We're not going further than that. So that's my new waistline. The next thing we're going to be doing now is getting our couch extension, the full extension. That's how we'll get our palazzo. You see what I'm doing right now? That's 13.5. I'll be marking it all through to my full length. That's what I'll be doing right now. Can you see? So with this method I'm showing you guys, trust me, you're going to get a nice looking wide palazzo. It will be kind of fitted at the waist side, because as you can see, the waist was really fitted. I actually worked on the waist. I didn't add any extra to it. So this is me marking my 13.5 from my couch length down to my full length. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm going to explain what I'm dotting presently. I'm actually done dotting them. So now I'm going to connect all those dots that I've created. That's the 13.5 that I've created. I'm joining them together. I'm joining them to get a straight line for my palazzo pants. And your pants is ready. So now let's go back to our couch. Another way to get it, so let's work with 3.9 divided by 4, which is 0.95. That's what I just marked. Then I'll connect it to meet the dot I just created now. Remember, we used 3.9 divided by 2 to get the flap. So this second flap I'm creating now is divided by 4. My couch extension divided by 4. So that's how I got this 0.95, and then I'm now connecting them together. Just watch what I'm doing. There's no much difference, as you can see, so you can use either of this method. You're still going to arrive well getting what you want, so there's no cause for alarm. You're good to go with this. So we come to an end of this video. Thank you for watching. If you find this video helpful, can you please give us a thumbs up, share, like, and follow us. And I would like you to stay tuned for more tutorials, start sewing tutorials, and more drafting.